The book of Psalms, 59th chapter, 2nd verse. Deliver me from the workers of iniquity and save me from bloody men. Before we begin the lesson, all honor, praises, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and teachers of Great Millstone for teaching me this 100% truth about our Lord and Savior, Yahweh Shai Mashiach, and the true reason why he's coming back, which is to save the elect remnant of the house of Israel from their enemies and those that hate them, and to take over the earth and universe, which was given to him by the mighty, mighty Yahweh himself, the Ancient of Days, wherein our Lord and Savior, Yahweh Shai Mashiach, will establish righteousness throughout the whole earth and universe, forever under the kingdom of the heaven of the Israelites. Shalom, Akim and Akwaf. We one day closer to the kingdom. Back at you with a quick lesson. I guess I'll title this various topics because there's a lot going on, Israel. Psalms 59:2. Deliver me from the workers of iniquity. Who is that? The so-called modern-day white man. And save me from bloody men. Now, we got a report that last night, America attacked Iran again in self-defense. And Iran is set to respond. We still have the violation of the ceasefire. Let me flip over. The ceasefire that had been stated that was supposed to involve Lebanon, but they just bombed Lebanon again, the 48 fakers. It's like I'm trying to read this ticker. Now, you got the president bringing refugee admissions of 10,000 to bring white South Africans to America. But they say ain't no problem when they got so-called Europeans or Edomites coming to the country. But you see what they trying to displace? The Northern Kingdom. They coming out to the Southern Kingdom too, because Haiti, they don't get that same privilege that these Edomite South Africans getting. Psalm 55:20. He hath put forth his hands against such as be at peace with him. He hath broken his covenant. That's what they always do. When you look at the history of the so-called modern-day white man, every treaty he came up with the Northern and Southern Kingdom, he broke it. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. Now, didn't they not say Friday and Saturday they was coming to a deal to end the little situation that they ain't calling a war between Babylon the Great and the Iranians? And by Monday, they was right back bombing their ass. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but his war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. It was never a ceasefire in the Gaza Strip with the Palestinians. They started it on October the 10th, and since then they have killed over 900 Palestinians. And since 2023, they have killed over, it's coming up on 1,200 Palestinians in the West Bank. They violated the ceasefire. Let's get this right quick. Because they violated the ceasefire when we had them, with Nicanor and Judas. And that old wicked-ass Israelite alchemist souped up Demetrius to come back at us. 2 Maccabees 15:10. Shalaki, I started at 9. This Judas talking to the people before he went to war with Nicanor. He renewed their hope by reading to them from the law of the prophets, from the law and the prophets, Shalaki, and by reminding them of the battles they had already won. When he gave his, Shalaki, when his men were ready for battle, he gave them their orders, and at the same time pointed out how the Gentiles, so-called modern-day white man, the Edomites, could never, Shalaki, could not be trusted because they never keep their treaties. You got a pestilence that's spreading in the DR, Ebola, right? You had 3 more Palestinians killed in an Israeli airstrike last night. So, Lucky, let's get this. Let's go to 2nd Ezra. Second Ezra 8 and 8. Because we're going to go over a couple of articles. And he answered me saying, the Most High have made this world for many, but the world to come for few. Because these people getting put out, eliminated off this earth, put to sleep in mass numbers. Is Israel paying attention? Nope. Let me drop down. I'll read too. I will tell thee a similitude, Ezra. This is the angel Uriel speaking to him. As when thou askest the earth, it shall say unto thee that it giveth much mold, whereof earthen vessels are made, but little dust that gold cometh of. Even so is the course of this present world. There be many created, but few shall be saved. As is reported, it's over 8 billion people on earth. Few shall be saved. Let's get a couple of articles. Look at this. More than 500 children have died in an outbreak that the world is virtually ignoring. Let's go back right quick. Because we also got more details as why. Them Russians broke out them 2 Oryshniks on Kiev. It's because the Ukrainians bombed the town and killed over 21 schoolgirls that would sleep in their dorms. So now Russia telling the U.S. and all foreigners, get up out of Kiev, because we finna light that motherfucker up. The gloves is off. Matthew 24:7, for nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences. This is what we finna go over. And earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrows. Let's check out this new pestilence that they ain't talking about. Why? Because Elam going through it. The Lord got a reward for Edom, them Elamites too. The modern so-called modern day Indians. More than 500 children have died in an outbreak that the world is virtually ignoring. Hantavirus and Ebola, the 2 biggest pestilences on earth right now, are making headlines, but another deadly outbreak is unfolding that's barely registered on the global scene. We've been crying out loud about this from the beginning, but it has been a silent situation, says Hosseini Rahman. There hasn't been much attention around it. She's talking about a devastating measles outbreak in Bangladesh. Since the virus took off in mid-March, it's just May, the country has tallied more than 60,000 suspected cases and 528 suspected measles-related deaths. The vast majority of the sick and dead are children under 5. It is huge, with just so much strain on the healthcare system, says Rahman, who is the International Rescue Committee's Deputy Regional Director for Asia. I'll let you can read this at your own leisure. So we got 3 pestilences as worldwide. Let's look at the ones that's going on in America. Major drink recall issued for 25 states over serious health risks. And I just seen a report that a chemical plant just exploded on the West Coast. You don't find it funny that a lot of these little chemical plants or refineries, they already blew up the food processing plants are taking place. Preserve me from the violent, man. A widespread, look at this, major drink recall issued over 25 states over serious health risks. A widespread recall of specialty drink products has been issued across the U.S., affecting consumers and businesses in 25 states after officials warned of potentially serious health risks tied to contamination. The recall announced by SKS Copac and published by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration on May 23, 2026 involves a range of powdered beverage mixes that may be contaminated with salmonella, a bacteria that can cause severe illness in some individuals, along with the ticks that they unload on America. What drinks are being recalled? The recall covers a variety of specialty drink powders, which are commonly used in cafes and bubble tea shops. The affected products were sold under several popular brands, including Angel Specialty Products, Royal Gold, Baba Time, Finale, I guess that's how you spell it, Finale, and Dinda. The potentially contaminated items include flavored powders and mixes such as matcha green tea, caramel latte, milk tea, cappuccino mixes like mocha and vanilla. Because these products are typically used as ingredients rather than finished drinks, consumers may have encountered them in drinks that have been prepared at cafes or restaurants. You can't put nothing past the devil. The sons of perdition are showing themselves. But it's our people watching. The elect are. 2/3, they remain blinded. The recall stems from concerns that the products could be contaminated with salmonella or harmful bacteria linked to foodborne illness. According to the FDA, the issue traces back to a potentially contaminated ingredient, non-fat dry milk powder supplied to SKS Copac, which prompted the company to pull the affected products as a precaution to see what kind of illness you get. Yeah. Salmonella is a group of bacteria that causes salmonellosis, one of the most common types of food poisoning. Symptoms typically include diarrhea, sometimes bloody, fever, stomach cramps, nausea, and vomiting. While most healthy people recover within a few days, the infection can become dangerous in certain groups, especially young children, older adults, people with weakened immune systems. I wonder what could have weakened their immune system over these last 6 years. It probably started in 2020 when their immune system started getting weak when they took that jab. In more severe cases, the bacteria can spread beyond the intestines into the bloodstream or other parts of the body, potentially leading to life-threatening complications. Esau at it again. They trying to depopulate the earth. Look at this. At least 82 killed after massive gas explosion rips through coal mine in China. The Moabites on the list too. I know we always talking about the Edomites and the judgment they're going to get from the Lord. But Elam, the so-called modern-day Indian, Moab, so-called modern-day Chinese, and Ammon, so-called modern-day Japanese, and Ham, so-called modern-day Africans, they're going to feel the wrath of the Lord too. At least 82 people were killed and more than 120 others hospitalized after a massive gas explosion ripped through a coal mine in China late Friday, according to the Associated Press. 2 people remain missing. The catastrophic blast at the Luishino coal mine in Quayam County, I know I'm pronouncing these words wrong, forgive me, Israel, located in China's northern Shanxi province, marked the country's deadliest mining disaster in recent years. It's disasters everywhere. Think our people been watching? You think our people paying attention? The hopeful elect are. Local officials who have launched an investigation into the incident said they uncovered serious violations by the mine's operator, Jinsho Tongjiao Coal and Coke Group. Look at this. Earthquakes. That was last year. But it killed over 126 people. We'll get off of that. Look at this. Like you say, I mean, everything, all the prophecies in the scriptures are coming true. The Lord is making the 48 fakers despised among men and small amongst the heathen. Europe's moral double standard on Israel is becoming impossible to ignore. For decades, the United States and Europe have presented themselves as partners bound by democratic values, the rule of law, and a shared commitment to combating terrorism. But as anti-you-know-what rises globally and the West faces growing instability, many Americans are increasingly asking whether Europe still applies those principles consistently when it comes to its democratic allies. The European Union insists its latest sanctions package is about combating extremism. I saw another lesson. They finna start making you use your passport to verify your identity in order to even get a bank account, checking on savings. So we inching closer and closer to the MOTB, that RFID chip being implemented. Everything finna go digital. We've been telling y'all. Hope you pay attention, Israel. The European Union insists its latest sanctions package is about combating extremism, but by placing Israeli citizens and organizations alongside Hamas figures under the same punitive framework, the EU has crossed into something far more dangerous. Moral equivalence masquerading as diplomacy. Most recently, EU Foreign Policy Chief Kaja Kallas announced what she described as a deadlock breaking agreement tied to escalated tensions surrounding the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. So when they want to have peace, they really mean, this is what these Edomites really mean. Let us kill you, your women and children, and the men who ain't a part of the war, and you do nothing. But if you do something, we're going to label you a terrorist. If you rebel against our actions of trying to wipe out and eliminate your people or displace them, you a terrorist. This may look like balance. To many Americans supporters of Israel, it looks like the collapse of moral clarity. Hamas is not a controversial political movement. It's a genocidal terrorist organization responsible for the October 7th. They're still going on trying to hype up this narrative, which they allowed to happen. Yeah, I read it. Hamas is not a controversial political movement. It is a genocidal terrorist organization responsible for the October 7, 2023 massacre, hostage taking, rape, torture, and the deadliest attack against Jews since the Holocaust. They only lost 1,200 people. That was their deadliest attack. And there's reports coming out that they've been raping more people over there in the in the unrecognized state of Israel. So what do they make them? They have over 80,000. They have killed over 80,000 Palestinians compared to Hamas allegedly killing 1,200 of them. 80,000 compared to 1,200. Who doing the genocide? I let you decide that. Yet the distinction, Ashalaki, is Israeli citizens living in disputed territories, regardless of one's views on settlements, are not remotely equivalent to internationally designated terrorists. That's a lie. See how the double standard is? That shit is fading though, because the sons of perdition have been revealed. Yet that distinction appears to be eroding in the parts of Europe. The EU is effectively blacklisting individuals and organizations without criminal trials, judicial rulings, or transparent evidentiary standards. Assets can be frozen, financial activity restricted, and reputations permanently damaged through administrative decree rather than due process. That's what they finna do over here in America too. Anyone who goes against their narrative finna be demonized. That's why they want to get everybody's information as much as they can through your ID. They're using a passport so they can restrict anybody that's against the New World Order. You can read it at your own leisure. Let's continue. Look at this. This seasoning now. FDA warns consumers to throw away recall seasoning over salmonella risk. All kind of pestilences around the world. destruction by the workers of iniquity, the wicked, who is Esau Edom. And they continue to get away with it, but not for long. Because guess who got their ass in his radar? The mighty, mighty Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. Consumers are being urged to toss certain Blackstone Parmesan Ranch seasoning products after a voluntary recall over salmonella contamination risk. The U.S. Food and Drug Administration said the recalled seasoning was available nationwide only at Walmart stores and on the Blackstone Products website, according to Fox Business. What happened? Blackstone Products, based in Providence, Utah, recalled specific lots of its Blackstone Parmesan Ranch 7.3 ounce seasoning, item number 4106, after learning that dry milk powder used in the product may have been contaminated with salmonella. So that dry milk powder is contaminated. You can't get no drinks and you can't get no seasoning. According to the FDA, the problem stems from California Dairies Incorporated, which previously recalled dry milk powder that went to a third-party manufacturer before being used in the seasoning blend. Look at that. Get the same kind of symptoms you get from drinking that powdered milk and them teas in that Boca drink. As Fox Business noted in its summary of the warning, salmonella may cause severe and sometimes deadly infections, especially in children, older adults, and people with weakened immune systems. That's what they want to do. That's why they got the Ebola, measles, and hantavirus spreading across the earth. Symptoms can include fever, diarrhea, vomiting, and abdominal pain. In rare cases, the infection can reach the bloodstream and trigger more serious problems, including atrial infections, endocarditis, and arthritis. And don't forget about the ticks. Now, we know Kill Bill owned a mosquito farm. Who wants control of these ticks that they unleashing on America? Let's go back. We got a couple of more. Look at this. 3 dead. 3 dead and a dozen injured after exposure to a strange substance. This was 5 days ago. This is New Mexico. 3 people have died and more than a dozen people have been quarantined after coming into contact with an unnamed substance. First responders attended a possible drug overdose call at an address in Mountainair, New Mexico, east of Albuquerque on Wednesday. Inside, they found 4 people unresponsive, 3 of whom were later confirmed to have died. However, authorities said when responders returned to the base, several began to feel dizzy and started throwing up. ABC News reports. Officer Wilson Silva with New Mexico State Police said that 2 had been in a serious condition, with reports suggesting 1 remains in the hospital. I guess we're just going to have to start wearing hazmat suits into these calls and wearing oxygen. Trying to be funny. Yes, all right, the Lord is taking people out. The just Lord is in the midst of. He will not do iniquity. Let me get this. Second Thessalonians 2 and 3, let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. Now they keep saying it's the deadliest attack that happened on October the 23rd since the Holocaust. Yeah, okay. But since then, how many people have they killed? And include Babylon the Great in that. They've been bombing people in the Caribbean, fisher boats. And now they're saying that when they attacked the Iranians last night, they killed 4 fishermen. They didn't kill 4 IRGC military personnel. They killed 4 fishermen who opposed and exalted himself above all that is called the Most High Power. Now they finna try to get everybody identity information. So you can't go on no flights. You can't have no bank account. You can't get on YouTube or none of that without revealing with more information, like your facial identity, so they can target you. Or that is worship, so that he, as the Most High Power, sitteth in the temple of the Most High Power, showing himself that he is the Most High Power. Let's get something. Shalaki. Psalms 2:1. Why do the heathen rage and the people imagine a vain thing? The kings of the earth set themselves, and the rulers take counsel together against Yahweh and against his anointed, saying, let us break their bands asunder and cast away their cords from us. He that sitteth in heaven, Shalaki, he that sitteth in the heavens shall laugh. The Lord shall have them in derision. Then shall he speak unto them in his wrath and vex them in his sore displeasure. Right? Because it's reading Romans 9, right? What the Lord doing? He just waiting, man. Letting all that iniquities build up. And he going to destroy their ass. Let's go back. Psalms 9:22. Hold on, Israel. All we got to do is be patient. Wait for the Lord to rise up to the battle. He got everything like where he wanted. Everything is happening just as he said it would. Romans 9:22. What if the Most High Power, willing to show his wrath and to make his power known, endure it with much long suffering, the vessels of wrath fitted to destruction? These Edomites, so-called modern day white man. They've been getting away with shit for so long. They think they ain't doing nothing wrong now. All they do is speak lies and oppress people. But guess what? The Lord finna take him out the power seat, and that he might make known the riches of his glory on the vessels of mercy, which he had afore prepared unto glory. That's us, the elect. Right now, we're a vessel in which there is no honor or no pleasure. Shalaki. Let me see. That's in Hosea. Let me see. It's in. Let me see if I can just find it. It's in Hosea, Israel. Shalaki. 34. Shalaki, Israel. Let me see. Vessels wherein there is no pleasure. Yeah, here it is right there. Hosea 8:8. Israel is swallowed up. Now shall they be among the Gentiles as a vessel wherein is no pleasure. And that's us. We've been scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. And everywhere we at, we're being destroyed. We are vessels wherein there is no pleasure. This is not our rest. You got pestilences, wars, earthquakes, storms of tempest, right? Tornadoes, everything taking place. They're trying to depopulate the earth. The Lord is going to foil all their plans. Let's go back. It's a quick lesson, Israel. Just keep y'all updated on the news. Let me see something. Oh, I want to go to 59:5 to Shalaki, Israel. Wait a minute. Yes, these Edomites. You in the heart, you work wickedness. Psalm 58:2. You weigh the violence of the earth. Shalaki, you weigh the violence of your hands in the earth. Let's go down to 5. Psalm 59:5. Thou therefore, O Yahweh, the most high power of hosts, the most high power of Israel, awake to visit all the heathen. Be not merciful to any wicked transgressors. And that's who? These Edomites. I'm going to drop down to 12. For the sin of their mouth and the words of their lips, let them even be taken in their pride, and for cursing and lying which they speak. See, these Edomites, man. They keep labeling everybody a terrorist or anti this and that, when they the ones that's behind all the destruction on earth. Consume them in wrath. Consume them, that they may not be. Who own these biochem labs? How you think these pesticides is being spread throughout the earth? Consume them in consume them in wrath. Consume them, that they may not be. And let them know that the Most High power ruleth in Jacob until the ends of the earth. I wanted to get one more out of. Oh, it might be in one. Psalm 1 and 4. The ungodly are not so. That would be the ungodly in the house of Israel and the wicked heathen. Number one being so-called modern-day white man. But are like the chaff which the wind driveth away. Therefore the ungodly shall not stand in the judgment, nor sinners in the congregation of the righteous. For Yahweh knoweth the way of the righteous, but the way of the ungodly shall perish. That's y'all ass. Let me go over. There's a couple of more. I'm just moving through the spirit of Israel. Where is it at? There's one more precept that I wanted to bring out. Yeah. Shalaki. There it is. Shalaki Israel. This for these Edomites, right? Their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations. They call their lands after their names. All you got to do is look up on your map, type in any kind of world history. Who named lands after themselves? Example, America, Africa, Asia. Who are they named out of? After. The Lord finna destroy him. We ain't got nothing to worry about Israel. Hold on. This is a thought of these Edomites. Just like Jeremiah 51. Might be in 50. All these things that's taking place. The heathen don't believe in the Lord. And they have caused 2/3 of our people not to believe in him either. Psalms 50 and 21. These things hast thou done, and I kept silence. Thou thoughtest that I was altogether such an one as thyself, but I will reprove thee and set them in order before thine eyes. And that's what the Lord doing right now. He's setting in order the house of Israel, and he's finna judge the rest of these heathen on earth and set them in order. That's why our kingdom gonna last forever. Stay vigilant, Israel. You gotta watch the news, man, every day to see what's going down. Cause these wicked ass Edomites, man, they going all out because they know they have but a short time. Just various topics. The heathen Muslims finna start a new celebration of whatever it is, Arafah ahead of it. Eid al-Adha on Wednesday. And guess what's going on? They steady getting eliminated by them Israelis and Babylon the Great. We one day close to the kingdom. Shalom.